Do they really call you the boy?
The boy.
I don't believe you.
They call me the boy. The homies call me the boy. The girls call me the boy.
No, I don't believe you. I'm calling you out.
My fans call me the boy.
I'm calling you out. I'm calling Drake out. Anyone who says people call them the boy in real life, I don't believe it.
They be like, the boy. Oh, it's the boy. He's in the building. I be like, what's up? Then I be going on stage. Girls be like, the boy.
I don't believe you.
They be like, the boy. I be like, I'm here.
Yo, Casey Veggies is here on Real Late, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Peter Rosenberg, and I don't believe that. When they said you were here, I was like, yo, the boy is here?
The boy.
Sounds different when a white guy says it. Sounds racist. Like, why are you calling him boy, though? Yo, Casey, since last time you came up here, let's be honest, you're popping. You're out here.
I'm working.
I mean, you got smacked. You backflipping on these hoes.
Man, they've been doing that for
you know
like
what I'm saying?
Time.
Now, it's funny because you mentioned Hit Boy did the boy.
Yes, Hit Boy, Ray Real, and homie Hayes, they produced it together.
So it's funny because I was thinking actually of you sort of in a similar way to Audio Push.
Yeah.
In that Audio Push's first project was super duper, not super duper backpack rap, but pretty backpack rap.
Yeah.
And then the new record, which I really love, Quick Fast, is definitely a more commercial approach, but it's still their style. And I feel like that's what you've been doing. I feel like you have made, I think, you tell me. To me, it looks like you made a decision, like, I'm going to be Casey Veggies, but I'm going to make records that are a little bit more viable. Was that a decision, or is it just the way the production started going?
I mean, I don't think it's going to make records that are a little more viable. I mean, maybe that record in particular is definitely more like for the radio format.
Which one? Backflip?
Backflip,
okay.
yeah. It's more formatted for that. I mean, I'm just growing with how I'm making records now. You know, I'm just trying to make records more, more listenable, bigger for the bigger masses. But at the same time, you hear my album, the sound of my album is still like Casey Veggies. Like, I never, you know what I'm saying? I've never stepped out of my element, you know what I'm saying?
This has been an interesting rise for you. The way you've built has been steady. I've watched it get bigger and bigger and bigger, just piece by piece.
Yeah.
Like, what size venues now are you doing? If someone's going to a Casey Veggie show, what are you doing?
We can at least do 800, shit, 1,200.
8 to 1,200?
1,500.
And then what if you're on a show with I Am Sue or YG or
3,000?
Now we're talking 3 to 5,000.
We could do that by myself, but yeah, I like doing shows with other artists that are working hard.
And how is the reception on the East Coast? So obviously the West Coast is going great for you.
It's been slower, but I think people are starting to catch on. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long time coming. The Odd Future fans, they love me. You know what I'm saying?
And that's another thing that makes your start so interesting is that you're an Odd Future affiliate.
Yeah.
But that you're in a mainstream light, because Odd Future, big as their following is, has not sniffed a mainstream situation yet.
I mean,
not that they want. It doesn't seem that they want to.
Yeah, that's Tyler. He don't go to the clubs. Tyler doesn't go to clubs.
Tyler, let me tell you what Tyler doesn't do. Tyler doesn't respond to a fucking email. Tyler doesn't do. Tyler drives me nuts. I want them to go one step further because, in my opinion, with Future, I don't have any, and everyone can tweet them and say Rosenberg was talking about them. Those are my people.
Yeah.
I love those kids.
I love them too.
But in my opinion, I don't want them to change their music at all. I want them to be Odd Future, okay? However, I think they keep going back to the same fan base over and over and over and over again of X 100,000 people, and I think they're so talented and should reach even more. And you don't have to do that by necessarily making different music, but you do have to make certain appearances and put in certain work
to get there.
Yeah, otherwise, to me, you're just going back to the same crowd over and over again, and I want to see, ultimately growth from them, because I think Earl in particular, right? Well, I mean, they're also talented. Damo's incredibly talented. Haji, Left Brain, they're all very talented kids.
Sid.
But I think Sid the Kid, of course, but Sid the Kid's going her own way. That's the thing. She actually is. The internet is kind of growing in a different way, musical, and they went on the road with Janae. So that Sid is actually out there kind of doing it. I want to see Earl get to a place where when Earl drops his next album, instead of it being this niched thing for people who are Odd Future fans, Earl's just one of the best lyricists and MCs in the game.
He's very worldly.
And very worldly.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, the man lived in Samoa for a long time, for God's sake. So anyways, that's my little Odd Future rant. But you are interesting because you come from that world, but now you occupy space with the I Am Sues and the YGs and the other West Coast more mainstream hip-hop artists.
I mean, I think it's about being versatile, you know what I'm saying? As an artist, as a person, you got to be able to do different things. My dad always taught me to be versatile, you know what I'm saying? Like, be a jack of all trades. You know what I'm saying? Don't just box yourself in.
What did your dad do?
My dad, I can go down the list. My dad used to bodyguard Jay-Z back in the day.
Okay, that's one thing.
He used to bodyguard Dame Dash. He was he throws parties. He has his own production company.
Okay, so when are we getting your dad in for an interview? Because this guy sounds amazing.
He's a legend. My dad is a legend. Trust me.
So he was around bodyguarding for Jay and Dame.
He was
during
around
the Rock
Tupac.
years. You heard Jay-Z's. You heard Media Takeout reported Jay-Z's buying the radio station, right?
This radio station?
This one.
I heard he bought 106 in Park.
He's buying everything. He's buying everything.
Smart man, Jay-Z.
I don't think any of it's true, but I hope, Jay, if you want to buy the station, I still hope you keep me around. Thank you. So wow, your dad. So from early on, was he able to put you on game just from the things that he learned?
I mean, yeah. Like when I was young in the car riding with him, he would be taking me to practice or something. And I out of nowhere.
What practice, first of all?
Basketball practice.
Okay.
Yeah, I was on my way to basketball practice. I used to love hooping, you know what I'm saying? Then out of nowhere, I would tell my dad, like, yo, man, I want to rap. Like, I want to be an artist. Like, and then he would be like, yeah. Like he was wondering why all of a sudden I had this love. I just wanted to be an artist. And he would always talk to me about different things, situations, and tell me, what comes from the lifestyle and what it's really about. And then I remember he told me a story where he was with Nas. He was bodyguarding Nas one night because he wasn't just stuck with Jay-Z, Dame. He would do different artists.
Now, what he would do where was this?
This was
everywhere?
in LA.
Or was it in LA?
Yeah,
okay.
LA.
So when they would come to LA,
yeah,
they would call.
And then if you go look at the Girls, Girls, Girls video, the Jay-Z Girls, 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 my dad is in the, you know how Jay-Z's walking off set?
Yeah.
You'll see my dad walking
really?
right behind him by the
Okay.
camera. And that's how I knew it was real. Because at first my dad told me and I was like,
yeah, right, Dad.
Yeah, all right,
Shut up, Dad.
Yeah, but then I saw the video. I looked at the video. I'm like, that's my dad. Like, that's crazy. Like, it was just crazy. But he told me this story where he was in the studio with Nas and Nas was doing a verse for some artist, just doing a feature. He got paid like $15,000, and like my dad said that was the quickest $15,000 he ever seen someone make. And ever since he was telling me that story, just stories like that got me like, wow. Not to say it was about the money, but it was just the fact that my dad was there to experience.
And you were like, well, this is a thing that people actually do. I mean, it makes it a little bit more real.
Yeah.
When you hear direct situations like
exactly. And then to make it even crazier, I actually got hit by a car when I was young. When I was about 7 years old, I got hit by a car. I broke my leg. It was pretty bad.
Wow.
I was out of school for like a year, got homeschooled. And my dad was on a job with Jay-Z when I got hit. Like he was actually on a job with Jay-Z. And like he told me he had to hop out of the limo to rush to the hospital and all that right when the accident happened with me. So the fact that that accident happened, then years later, I ended up meeting Jay-Z when I was like 17 years old.
Did Jay remember the story?
I mean, I don't even think I really brought that story up to him.
Because you don't forget a moment like that.
Yeah.
You don't forget a moment when your security guard's like, my son just got hit by a car.
Exactly.
Let me out right here.
Exactly.
That doesn't happen every day.
And that's when my dad said it happened just like that. I mean, he said, he talked to Jay-Z a little bit after the fact, but the fact that I end up linking with him on some totally different stuff, like it wasn't through my dad or nothing.
How did you end up linking with Jay-Z?
I was actually in 12th grade. It was my senior year in high school. I was working. I was in Hollywood one day after school, and this is when I had mixtapes out. We was buzzing. We was picking it up. We was trying to get it, and I had got a call from Q-Tip from A Tribe Called Quest.
Okay.
He called my phone.
Okay. I mean, that's crazy.
And he's a legend. Shout out to Q-Tip.
How did Q-Tip call your phone back then?
He was on the phone with Rich Kleiman.
Okay. Well, how did Rich? You knew Rich already.
I didn't know Rich like that. I had kind of knew him through mutual people.
Rich homie Kleiman.
He's a cool dude. I rocks with Rich Kleiman.
Yeah, he's the best.
I mean, he brought me to meet Jay-Z. He called me. Q-Tip was actually trying to sign me at that point. He was working on a label. I was interested. I was only like 17 years old. So I was super excited that he was, just gave me a call, told me he heard my album called Sleeping in Class. He was like, yo, I heard this album, Sleeping in Class. Yo, this is dope right here, man. And at this point, I'm thinking like, wow, this hip-hop legend is showing love. And then after that, I think he changed his mind. I think Q-Tip never ended up doing a label. But Rich Kleiman gave me a call like, yo, Q-Tip's not really, doing the label right now. But I'm at Rock Nation. We got opportunities for you over here. And he was like, I want you to come meet Jay-Z. And I was like, yo, I mean, I'm definitely trying to meet Jay-Z. Then I actually missed high school for like 2 days to go to New York to meet Jay-Z.
And so you went and met with Jay?
Yeah.
Had a meeting?
At the hotel. Right in Soho.
Okay. And so at Soho Grand, what was it?
No, the the
Mondrian?
Mondrian.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I believe.
So you go and just what's that like? What's the walking into a Jay-Z meeting? I mean, listen, Jay-Z, as many people know, he did call my phone once. It was very exciting. But I've never had a meeting with Jay-Z. What's that experience like?
He was working on Watch the Throne with he was working on the Kanye album, the album with him and Kanye. It was Mike Dean in the room. They had a couple, people in the room with him. It was like a floor of a hotel just blocked off, and then I got on the hotel floor. He had his security guard at the door, but I had never seen somebody transform a hotel into a studio. So I was amused.
The whole thing,
just from walking in there. Yeah, like I was like, yo, this is crazy. And then just walking in, Jay-Z was sitting down on the table. I came in with Rick. He was sitting down, and he had like orange juice, water on the table. He like, you thirsty? You want some orange juice, water? And I was like, yo, yeah, I want some water. And the first thing Jay-Z asked me, and I'll never forget it. And you know what I'm saying? I was young. I was kind of nervous. He was like, yeah, have a seat, man. And then Rich just sat down, and then he was like, so yeah, man, what's your story? Then after he asked me, what's your story? I was like, I kind of like froze for a second. Like, Jay-Z just asked me, what's my story? Like, because I had never been asked that question before. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody had ever asked me that. And I began to tell him, like, I started rapping when I was such and such. I used to play basketball. I come from L.A. I grew up. Now I'm young. I've been working on these projects for X amount of years, and I just started explaining what I'm about to him, and then he was like, play me some music. So I played him a few songs, and the last song I played him was one of the songs was about my grandma, and he was like, yo, that verse was crazy about your grandma. Like, he was like, yo, that was crazy. Like, you really talked about your, like, you know what I'm saying? He appreciated the verse. And then I played him another song. He was like, I be over shit. I be over. And then he heard the record. Then the record came off, and then all I heard was Hove, like, he was like, I be over shit. I be out. Like, he was feeling what I was saying. I was like, wow. Like, this guy's really, like, hearing the records and taking what he, what he likes off. He's a genius, so he can hear a record and really tell you what he likes about it, what he doesn't like. Then he began to play me records.
Do you remember what he played you?
He played me No Church in the Wild.
That's a good one.
And then he played me Otis.
Now, did you know at the time that Frank had done No Church in the Wild?
Yeah.
He was already on it?
Yeah, he was on it. And
do you name drop him? Like, yeah, I know that guy's Frank.
I believe I did say, like,
you should.
I think he might have.
It's my guy Frank.
Yeah,
Frankie?
Frank.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's the homie. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, he was telling me what his verse was about. That's what all I remember was Jay-Z telling me, this young kid that he probably just heard, you know what I'm saying, recently heard of, he's explaining his verse to me. So at that moment, I realized why this music is really important to him. Like, you know what I'm saying, this stuff, like what he's talking about, he's really taking it serious. You know what I'm saying? He's telling me he's rapping about ancient kings being beheaded, and, when you going for the throne, you can be, even though you're the king, you can still get your spot taken. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, wow, this is deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, this is deep. And yeah, that's just some of the stuff I'll never forget, like being in the room with Jay-Z and he's explaining his records and, you know what I'm saying, and showing me what the album is about. And that showed me no matter who you're talking to, if you can be talking to a random person off the street, still stand up for the work, you know what I'm saying, and be willing to explain, you know what I'm saying, what you're doing and show people what you're doing. Because if Jay-Z can explain that to me, that means, he can explain that to anybody.
Well, one thing I'll say about Jay-Z is he is a real, like, listener.
Yeah. When
he meets people, like I met him the first time when I was a kid, when I was at a radio station when I was 20 or something like that, and I asked him who his favorite producers were because I was that big a nerd, and I was like, Jay, who are your favorite producers? And he was like, Primo, Pete, blah blah, and then he was like, who are yours? And I just remember always being like, who gives a fuck who my favorite producers are? But I'll tell you, you know what I'm saying? And he's still like that. Like, he always asks questions back, like, well, what do you think about that?
Exactly.
And that's like what smart people do.
Exactly.
Like, a lot of people just like to talk. Mm-hmm. And that's why something I try to work on myself. Like, am I just waiting for people to finish talking so I can talk, or am I sincerely listening to what that person is saying?
Exactly.
Don't talk. Let me listen. Let me talk to myself. No, I'm just kidding.
Open ears.
No, but that's very interesting.
Man.
And now here's a question I have following that. Sounded like it was very meaningful to you. You remember everything about that.
Yeah, I was
do you also remember the first time a chick threw it at you just because you were Casey Veggies? Because that's a memorable moment as well. The first time you were like, wow, this girl wants to have sex with me sheerly because I'm Casey Veggies. I've always been Casey Veggies. Why does she want to have sex with me?
I mean, I was rapping in high school.
So you saw that look early, like even when you weren't even good yet, and they were just excited by the idea that you were rapping?
I mean, by the 12th grade, I was kind of hot, man.
So you already got to school. I mean, you were meeting with Jay-Z, for God's sake. You were like, so I just got back with meeting with Jay-Z.
So you know what you want to do, you feel me?
I mean, how?
But nah, man, I don't really remember the exact moments of that type of stuff.
Do you like it when you can tell it's going to be very easy because of who you are, or is it a turnoff if a girl makes it too easy because of who you are?
I'd rather her not. I mean, I like girls that don't know who I am. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather talk to a girl that doesn't even listen to rap music or something. But
it feels a little weird to you when they know, when they're just like, hi.
It doesn't feel weird. I mean, it's just about how they carry themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because you know or whatever, you can still carry yourself with respect. You know?
Because here's the thing. Here's my issue with this. Okay? If in the rare circumstance where a girl would ever, if a girl wants to have sex with you because of who you are, right? And you're at like, we know where Casey Veggies is right now.
Yeah.
You're not done going where you're going, right?
Not at all.
So, there's people who are above you right now.
Yeah.
So if she's willing to throw it at you right now, what happens if the guy who's above you walks in? Does that mean she's really truly a fan of just you and she wants to show you that?
I mean,
or if YG walks in and his album's already damn near platinum. Something My Crazy Life did very, very well.
What happened?
Schoolboy Q walks in, the Grammy nominated. Pool in the backyard Q.
But that's when the backflip occurs.
Hey, listen.
But no, honestly, yeah, go ahead.
No. But do you have a real feeling on that, or are you just hitting with a generic?
No, that's when she does it. Now, honestly though, it's been girls that I've been around that chose me over those type of guys too.
Real, just because the game. Yeah. Because the game's that strong.
Just because they rather have me.
You see, but here's the thing also I'm not good at. As much as everyone on the show will tell you that I'm gay, I'm not, so I can't tell whether you're like a good-looking dude. Did chicks always go for you because of looks or something early on too?
They like my smile, honestly.
You have a smile. So you know that. That's a thing. That's a thing. You've already known that your smile's a thing.
So I smile a lot.
Okay, good. That's
no, I'm playing.
That's fair. No, stop saying you're playing. You know it's real. Your mom, when you were a kid, was like, you have a beautiful smile. You should smile all the time. And you're like, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
And then you did it, and girls liked it. And your mom was putting you on game.
And then I have a good sense of humor, too.
Yeah, you're right. Anyways, his name is Casey Veggies. Backflip is out. The album is going to be sometime in the spring.
Yes, going to be in the spring. You know what I'm saying? It's a crazy album.
Production on the album is...
I got people. I got Hit Boy. I got TAC. I got Mike and Keys out of L.A. I got the homie Polly. Just a lot of dope people that, you might not have heard of them, but they're all out of... A lot of people out of L.A. Homie Sap got some records on there right now.
And Casey Veggies fans should know that if you were like, damn, I don't know, Backflip's really commercial, that may not be... the album's Casey Veggies.
The album is Casey Veggies, man.
And they don't need to worry about that.
They don't need to worry about. I mean, Backflip is Casey Veggies. It's another side of Casey Veggies.
Right, but you're not only going to get that side, you're going to get all sides.
You're going to get all sides.
How often do people make bad jokes about veggies to you in general?
I mean, sometimes they're bad. Sometimes I get good things like, yo, what up, veggies? They compare me to money because it's green. They compare me
But what about, like, if you're eating veggies? Is there a lot of conversation about...
Are you vegetarian? A lot of people ask me, are you vegetarian? I'm like, no, I'm not.
So, like, I just feel like the ultimate cornball because they're like, oh, we're having a Casey Veggies dinner tomorrow. And I'm like, will there be a lot of veggies at this dinner? Do you get things like that very often?
Get that, but those are pretty funny. I mean, I don't mind.
All right, well, good. Then I hope you have some delicious sautéed vegetables. That's because I'm currently low-carbing it.
They're pretty awesome.
Casey Veggies, ladies and gentlemen. Good looking out, bro.
Oh, man. Peter Rosenberg.
Yes.
You're a legend, bro. Real talk.
Really?
You're really a legend.
Thank you. Do you still fuck with me after my gay verses about LL Cool J? Did you hear my LL raps?
I've never heard them. I don't really care to hear those type of raps.
You sure?
Yeah,
they're really good though.
I'd rather watch your interviews.
I don't know though. I think knowing you with your sense of humor, I think you'd laugh at them. But a lot of people.
What do I search on YouTube?
I don't know. That's dangerous. I don't even want to say because Sonny Digital was just in here right now and he was like, "Yo, those raps you did about LA."
I just saw Sonny in LA at Justin's party, Diddy's son party.
Oh
it was pretty popping over there.
Trust me, I saw the flyer. I saw the ridiculous MLK birthday weekend flyer for Justin's birthday party.
He gets it live, though, I must admit.
I mean, of course. What did you see Quincy? Was he on Quincy out there as well?
I didn't see him out there. I saw Snoop Dogg's son. He was cool. He was chilling out there.
These kids,
they're all out there, man. I wasn't lucky enough to be a celebrity.
I mean,
my dad is kind of a celebrity.
Your dad was celebrity adjacent, but these guys are celebrity. I mean, it's a different life altogether.
It's a different life.
But I gotta tell you, Quincy. I don't know Justin, but Quincy is such a nice kid. You would not even believe.
I met him before, actually.
He is you would not believe this is the same kid who's probably had pussy thrown at him since he was like 7 years old. He doesn't act like that.
I mean, you gotta stay humble.
I mean, I guess so. I don't think I could do it. I wouldn't even talk to you if that was me.
I actually met him at the studio with Kid Ink one time. Kid Ink is actually in the other room.
Yeah, Kid Ink's right here right now.
That's the homie.
All
That's
right.
my dog.
Hey, guys, KC Veggies, we support you. Love you, bro.
Man, appreciate you, dog.
Appreciate you, man. Yep.
Yes, sir.